Hey YouTube, it's Erica, and it's Thursday, June 28th, 2012, and I'm here to record my 9-week update. On April 26th, I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I thought I would start with the numbers if I can go back. I've got a second computer over here, so pardon me if I keep referring back, but okay, so my high weight was recorded somewhere around end of March 2012, and it was 228.3. So that's kind of where I started my journey. I had surgery on April 26th and weighed in at 215.6. And as of this morning, I was 179.8. So I'm super excited. Each, I think, 10-pound increment getting into the next set of 10 pounds is pretty exciting. I hadn't seen the 180s in a long time. I haven't seen the 170s in even longer. The 160s are going to be crazy because I haven't been in that weight range, I think, since high school. So anyways, so as of this week, I have lost, since last week, 3.8 pounds, which is great because last week I didn't lose anything. Since surgery, I've lost 35.8 pounds, and since my highest weight, I've lost 48.5 pounds, so very excited about that. And pardon me, I usually come on camera with makeup and hair at least a little done, or something's done, and I just don't have time for it today. I need to get to work, and, well, I've been working, and really just don't have time for fluff. So anyways, so you're seeing me in the raw. Zero makeup on, no hair done, but it is what it is. Okay, so first I wanted to talk about a topic that I thought about this week that I thought was kind of interesting. No point to it really, but what I've found is that I could become very easily obsessed with trying to keep my calorie count down and worrying about whether 50 calories makes a difference. And I started to think to myself well, not just if, but that this may be what people who suffer from anorexia go through. And I know this is random, but I guess I don't have the body dysmorphic issue in terms of seeing yourself as fatter than you are in the mirror. I'm probably the opposite. I think I always see myself a little bit better than what I really am, but however, I can't say I'm envious, but I think what I've been envious of is the control, even though it's too much control and it's an obsessed control. I've always struggled to get my calories under like 1800 or something like that. And so now that I'm able to keep it at a very low range, I can see how easily one would obsess over just like 100 calories and counting everything because you don't want it to get over a certain number. And I started thinking it's really interesting to go from being kind of on the opposite of the extreme to now understanding what that mindset could be like, that part of it. So anyway, just a random thought, but it's always interesting when you start to maybe understand an aspect of another person and what they might go through. So anyway, so this week, last video, I talked about how I just started back into master swimming again after first time since surgery was last Wednesday. And since then, I went to practice on Monday night and then last night. And Monday was really hard, still really slow and struggling to get through the set. And then Wednesday night, last night, was actually a lot easier. And I was able to keep up with my lane mate. In fact, we kind of switched off. There were only two of us in the lane last night, and which is unusual. It's usually much more. But we switched off taking a lead. And on Monday, I couldn't even keep up with her. And I know that in terms of experience, I'm a much more seasoned swimmer, so I'm sure I'll become a lot faster than she is now. But it's just fun to kind of have that barometer of, like, I feel better, and this is the proof, because I'm able to keep up with or exceed the person that I couldn't keep up with at all 2 days ago. So I'm really excited about that. and it's going to be fun. I think the calorie burn is really high. It's probably like 700 calories in an hour or something like that. It's a little hard to gauge on those exercise calculators because it's either like low intensity or high intensity. It's certainly not a sprint, but it's also not like I'm just kind of lollygagging in the pool. So it's somewhere in between. But so I'm not really sure what the calorie count is. I'm guessing probably 700 to 1,000 in an hour. But anyways, so swimming's going well. Yesterday I met with my surgeon, Dr. Cirangle. It was my second appointment since my surgery. And I was actually thinking he was going to reprimand me a little bit because I was supposed to hit 181 2 weeks ago, and his office weighed me in at 181 yesterday. So I kind of thought he was going to give me a hard time for kind of going slow. But he was happy. He said 2 weeks is negligible. If it were 2 months to get you there, then that would be one thing, but 2 weeks late isn't a big deal. And then we talked a little bit about why I might be a little bit slow right now, and he didn't give me a hard time. He was like, I think your head's in the right place. My two areas I think I need to work on is one, tracking, being a lot more regular about tracking, and then two, just increasing the activity. So I think I'm doing that with swimming. So I think I'm on the right track. What was also interesting is I provided him like a little bit of a one sheet of over a range of days, the number of calories I had each day, protein, carbs, and so forth, just to kind of get an idea if I'm on the right track. And he immediately was like, well, I'll tell you right now, your calories are too high and your carbs are too high. My protein's been fine, but my calories have been around 850 or something, and my carbs have been, I don't know, 60, 80, something like that. I can't remember. And so he said, you want your carbs under 40, and you want your calories at about 650 calories per day, regardless of what activity you do during the day. So I could go for a hard swim practice, and I can't eat any more than I ordinarily would because he wants me kind of in as much of a deficit as I can be, I guess, which seems crazy. And I mean, to burn off in one exercise as much or if not more than what I've consumed seems, I don't know, I wouldn't think that that's healthy, but I mean, we'll see how my body reacts. So anyway, so it was a good meeting, and I have to cut a quarter of my calories out each day, and I think that has to help my weight loss. So we'll see in the coming weeks how it affects it. The other thing I wanted to talk to him about, and I'll show you really quickly, I have this notch in my wrist, and let's see, it's right here. Just a little bit of a bump or a notch here. You can kind of see it there. And I thought, well, when I saw it initially, you're not used to seeing that kind of stuff on your body. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I thought to myself, well, that's kind of where the IV was. I wonder if it has to do with the IV. So I pointed out to him. He kind of smirked, and he was like, yeah, that's because of the IV. And he's like, it's a blood clot. I'm like, okay, is that a bad thing? Is it going to travel somewhere else? And he's like, no, it's not dangerous or anything. I said, well, is it going to go away? And he kind of smirked again. He's like, it might. So it might not. He's like, yeah, it might not. I'm like, okay. So anyway, if anybody has had surgery, has had an IV, and has had this little knot, just thought I'd kind of point it out. I don't like it. If I touch it and I rub it, like kind of move it back and forth, it gets a little irritated. It doesn't really hurt, but it's kind of like, stop touching me, stupid woman, that kind of thing. Anyway, random thing. So anyway, meeting went well. He wants me to lose 12 pounds this month. So I think that's really doable. I think especially since I'm going to be cutting my calories more and I'm going to be exercising more, it's gotta, I mean, I would actually expect more like 15. I was hoping more like 15 to 20 since this month's been a little slow, but we'll see. Okay, so now I'm at almost 10 minutes. What I wanted to do, I've already taken body measurements, so I'm not going to do the whole measuring tape again, but I was going to share with you what the measurements are, and then I thought I'd do some body shots since I haven't done that in a while. So let me do the body shots first. chair is going to have some more on there. This might be a little far away, but at least it gives you a good view. So. And then to show you my scars, oh, this is cute. So it's a little hard to see on camera. You can see this one here, this one, and this one. They're fairly flat. I can feel a little bit of a nubble and a ridge on them a little bit. They're mostly just dark, and if I scrape my leg or anything like that, I tend to scar pretty dark. So that's not too surprising. So, all right. So for the body measurements. Okay, so starting with natural waist, today my measurement was 35 inches in the waist. Last month it was 37 inches, so I've lost 2 inches since last month and 5 inches since my measurement at the kind of beginning of my journey. Next was lower waist, so kind of in between hips and natural waist. I measured 40.5 inches. Last month was 42 inches, so I lost 1.5 in my lower waist, and then since the beginning I've lost 3.75. Hips measured at 45.75, so I've lost since last month 1.75 inches, and since the beginning 3.75 inches in the hips. Upper left thigh was 26.5 inches, so I lost 1 inch since last month and 3 inches since the beginning. So that's significant. I've definitely noticed a big difference in my thighs and my legs. And then right upper thigh was 26.5 inches also, so I lost 1.25 inches in the right thigh and 3 inches since 1.25 since last month and 3 inches since the beginning of my journey. Left calf was 16 inches, so I lost 0.5 inches since last month and 1 inch in my calf since the beginning of my journey. I really wasn't expecting to lose much of anything, and I don't know how much more I have to lose in my calves. I would think maybe an inch, but we'll see. Right calf measured 16.25 inches, so again 0.5 inches lost since last month and 1.25 inches since the beginning of my journey. My neck measured 14.5 inches, which was exactly the same as last month, so nothing lost there, but I have lost overall 1 inch in my neck since the beginning of my journey. So those are my measurements. I think overall, under 15 minutes, which is crazy. That's fast for me. Doing well, very happy. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Makes me really happy that my journey is helping anyone or entertaining for anyone else. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I really enjoy all the comments and messages. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.